Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about WHS policies and procedures in the restaurant for all new employees. Well, WorkSafe has conducted focused inspection campaigns in both takeaway food and restaurant industries. This presentation has been developed to identify any common safety risks and provide employees with information on how to comply with Occupational Safety and Health Act and regulations. What is the risk? The risk is the possibility of losing something of value. Values such as physical health, social status, emotional well-being, or financial wealth can be gained or lost when taking risk resulting from a given action or inaction. Foreseen or unforeseen, planned or not planned. Everyone knows about the hazards, right? Basically, a hazard is a potential for harm or an adverse effect. For example, to people as health effects, to organizations as a property or equipment losses, or to environment. Sometimes the resulting harm is referred to as the hazard instead of the actual source of the hazards. The risk assessment is a term used to describe the overall process or method where you identify hazards and risk factors that have the potential to cause harm. Hazard identification, analyze and evaluate the risk associated with the hazard, risk analysis, and risk evaluation. The risk assessment also examines what hazards, such as bacteria or chemical residues, might be present with different foods. It provides the scientific data to guide development of food safety regulations and requirements that assist in reducing illness. Risk management helps you make better business decisions. When you practice risk management, you try to reduce things that may have a negative impact on your business. So you also look for opportunities that can have a positive impact. Locating WHS policies, procedures, and programs. Adhering all WHS policies and procedures in visible area where people is to see. Contain all WHS management system up to internal, external digital sources such as email or company website. Completing all training in WHS as required. Handbook provided after orientation. Incident reporting will provided in every spot of workplace area. You need to complete every on-report date, time, cause, witness, and injury and situation in very detailed. After record, the WHS team will review and find out the long-term solution. Once we have solution to implement, we use the implement and monitor procedure method to comply as basis. For monitor risk controls, assessing whether or not the risk control action plan has achieved its goals of controlling risk can be done in several ways. Consult the workers or learners involved with the controls. Consult management who administer the controls. Check accident and incident reports to see how effective the control has been. Check first aid reports to see what kind of treatment was undertaken for any accidents that may have occurred. Physically check the condition of the controls if applicable. Any issues identified through the monitoring process should be addressed as soon as possible. This helps ensure that the risk control action plan remains effective. One person or a committee of people should have clear responsibility for addressing these issues. The monitoring process should be documented on a monitoring of risk control sheet. This sheet should include details about the hazard, the control in place, dates of monitoring, how the monitoring was done, who was consulted and when, what documentation was consulted, and the dates on the documentation. Outcome of the monitoring process, how this outcome was determined, recommendations, who has responsibility for any future action, name of the person conducting the monitoring process, the date the monitoring of risk control sheet has been completed. Common hazards in restaurant. This left draft is showing the layout, safety layout that gives you awareness of safety and cause of injury. The red is safety hazards. Green is chemical hazards. Orange is biological hazards. Blue is other health hazards. Prevent slips, trips, and falls. So keep traffic patterns clear. Check for exterior weather hazards. Wipe up spills or grease on floors immediately. Make sure lighting is good. Check stairway handrails for sturdiness, and stairway covering must be secure. Avoid burns. In order to serve food while it is hot, it may be served on heated plates or in skillets. Warn your guests about how dishes or hot filling in food. What about extremely hot liquids? To avoid steam burns on hands and arms, use pot holders. Do not substitute these clothes that may be damp or towels that hang down. Preventing cuts. Use equipment with blades carefully, such as slicers, blenders, choppers, and grinders. Edges of tin or aluminum cans can be very sharp after opening. Use care when using utilities knives to open boxes or crates. Safety lifting and carrying. Things to do are use mechanical devices and carts to lift and move heavy loads, or get help. Limit lifting by hand. Keep your head up and back straight, and lift with your legs, not your back. Bring the load as close to you as possible before lifting. And do not do it. Lift or carry heavy, bulky, or uneven loads without help. Can get help or use a cart. Rely on back belt. Not reach out to lift a load. Or stock heavy items on upper shelves. or obstruct your view by carrying large bulky items. Botulism, food poisoning caused by spore-forming bacteria. The most common source of botulism is in low-acid canned foods. Never use foods from bulking cans. Avoid deeply dented cans, especially at the stem of the can. Discard food that explodes from a can when opened. Don't taste foods you suspect may be spoiled. First aid. Reduce the heat of the burn by running cool water, but not water that is too cold or ice that may cause shock. Over the burn, use a burn ointment or use low plant. Allow minor cuts to bleed for a bit to wash germs back out of the wound. Rinse with cool water, apply an antiseptic and a bandage. If you have any questions so far, please leave your comments under my clip video. These are my information sources. Thank you for watching my video. If you think this clip video is benefit to you, please click like for me. Thank you.